Hey everyone, it's Jeremy with BST Sport Cards. So, just wanted to make this video and let's talk about Topps Finest X-Men 97. So, Topps dropped this today at 11 a.m. Central Time, and I think, as many of you know, when Topps does an online pre sale drop using shop checkout, it was going to be chaos. And it was again, right? I don't know too many people that got a box. I was lucky enough to actually get an order through that has not been canceled. So I was able to get a box. And the price point, it's not going to show here because obviously it's sold out, as you can see. They had a limit per customer at 10, but then I noticed at the checkout it said limited per customer 2. So there was a little discrepancy there. So I think people that had more than 2, it wasn't going through. And then by the time there was, bots eating it up and everything like that. So price point, it was 119.99 per box, and then you had the option to get a case. The case was, I think, $1,039.19. So cases, I think, sold out quickly, within 30 seconds, if not sooner than that, it seemed like. Boxes, within that 5 minute mark, they were gone. Um, Again, complete chaos with the checkouts and everything like that. I don't know what Tops has to do. I don't have the answer. Um, but it's just not a good scenario that they have going for these new. Obviously, they have Marvel now. This is sort of their big first Marvel release, in the U.S. Obviously, um, and right, since getting it from Upper Deck, uh, they use EQL for some things. They use this drop. Now this isn't just an online exclusive thing. These will be coming to like retail and stuff like that as well. Coming at it says here release date of February 26th. So it's not the end of the world if you didn't get one. Obviously, this was a pre-sale and stuff like that. I love the cartoon, obviously growing up, and with um, the new episodes that came out this past year and stuff like that. It's people of that nostalgia of watching it, and then the storyline is still very good in my opinion. So I was very excited for this, and especially since I'm sort of a Marvel. I've moved. My main focus is Marvel right now and stuff like that. When Marvel was super high, and some people even thought maybe too high, inflated because people pushing it, certain influencers and stuff like that. I wasn't into it as much there because the price points and stuff like that, but now I'm much more into it. So I was looking forward to this. And I just wanted to go over that checklist. They posted the checklist, they posted the odds, and I wanted to go over that with you guys and see what your thoughts were. So, whatever, any opinions or thoughts you have. One, about how this drop went, which I think I know how those opinions are going to go. And two, what you think of the product overall, the price point and stuff like that. I thought the price point was great. Coming from Tops at 119.99. I don't know what that's going to look like resale value though, because as you can see on the box right here, you do have sketches and autographs from the voice actors of X-Men 97. However, it looks like one refractor parallel per box, is not a ton of things to be desired, right, out of the inserts, but you won't know until we start looking at it a little bit more. If we look down here, we'll take a look at some of the designs that they posted. They do look really cool. Obviously, previously on X Men, you can see that insert. You have Rise. You have the Masters. You have Destroyers. I want to think this is some sort of parallel or maybe a refractor they're trying to show off there. Not 100% sure what this is. We'll look into the checklist and see if we can figure that out. We have Omega levels, and then obviously your autos. So You have your base, right? We have our base here. See, we have Rise, Masters, all that we saw here are sort of different levels. So you got Rise, you got Masters, you got Destroyers and things like that. So when you look at just the base common, it sort of goes along those lines, right? You have your ultimates, you have your Rise, and you have your Masters and Destroyers. So looking at the checklist, obviously a lot of the people that are on the show, but then sort of going in a little bit past that. So you got Mary Jane Watson here, you got Peter Parker. Um, so you're sort of going into those things. Gambit, some lower end people like Boom Boom and stuff like that. And then obviously you're going into like you know Rogue, Wolverine, Cyclops, the Sentinels, Blob, Sauron, Adversary, Bastion, and then you get into like the uncommons. It sort of goes, there's going to be like these tiers, right? Just like sort of Marvel masterpieces. You have tier one, tier two. They have them more as like common, uncommon, rare, uncanny, short print, which is pretty cool. Um, so think of it almost like a TCG where you have common, uncommon, rare, super rare, whatever you want to call it. If you're looking at it a Lorcana view, I guess. The uncommon ones, again, uh, really cool names that are in this. Um, the only thing I noticed is if I try to find like Magneto, he starts at an uncommon. He doesn't have a common. Um, and then even like Juggernaut doesn't have a base at all. He just has a morph, right? So kind of weird there. I was really hoping um, for Juggernaut to be in the base set and stuff like that. Whether it was part of the uncommon rares or commons. Uncanny Short Prints look pretty cool. And if you look at here are the odds of it too. So refractors, you're gonna have 1 in 6 packs. Um, so based on the actual thing, right? Looking for one refractor parallel per box. Um, 1 in 6 packs. So it, you could get more than one. It just sort of probably depends. But when you start looking at some of these things, superfractor, 1 in 8,000, and then your uncommons, right? You start getting into the refractor of 1 in 46. So that's where you're really hoping, right? That refractor comes in a rare base card or something like that. So uncanny short prints, you're looking at 1 in 6 as well. So it, you know it's one of those things. So whether that's a refractor, they have these laser refractors, X fractors, gold orange protector refractor is a new one, very short printed, and then you sort of have a red and a super. So the X fractor is pretty cool, just because obviously we've seen X fractors with Topps Chrome Baseball and stuff like that, but with X Men calling it the X fractor is pretty cool. Greatest hits, same thing, and then you get into like Sentinels scan, um, which again, 1 in 48 looks like a pretty cool insert there. And then you have this thing called like an Omega Superfractor, obviously, uh, really going to be probably the hardest to hit. It looks like 134,000. So they have, sort of superfractors, and then they have this uh, really, really, really obviously SP Omega Superfractor. Um, the da na 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 na. That sounds like that dance song, but looks like these are going to be pretty cool. Voice actor autographs. You're looking at 1 in 76, so actually not that uncommon based on boxes and stuff like that. You're probably looking at getting a case. You're going to see at least a couple of those, possibly. maybe one per case. I forget how many boxes are in the case, um, but it should be pretty cool. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the design, the Children of the Atoms and stuff like that, what they really look like. When we sort of get to see them. Obviously, I believe this is one of those Sentinel inserts, looking sort of from the eyes of the Sentinel. Um, and obviously, we had our destroyers, masters, rise, and stuff like that. I'm not sure what parallel this was. It looks like a sparkle or something like that. I don't know what that would be considered um, in this checklist. What they're calling that. Um, it, it's sort of hard to tell, right? Because those are normally called like a sparkle or speckle is what they've been called before. I don't really see anything. I don't know if I wouldn't call that an X-fractor. I wouldn't call it laser. So I'm curious what they consider um, that Wolverine looking one right here. But I'm excited for it. It comes out February 26th. That's when it's going to hit. That's when pre-orders will start shipping and things like that. So tell me what you think. I'm excited for it. Tell me what you think about the price points, how Topps handled this first drop. Um, I think there's a lot to be desired so far with this drop and what it's going to look like in the future for Marvel, especially based on what they're going to do with that IP going forward. Um, so, yeah, let's see. Until then, have fun collecting. Looking forward to see everyone's hits. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your week. This is Jeremy with BSC Sport Cards. Talk to you later.